Good morning students. Today we are going to start with the next part of chapter 3, Major Landforms. A landform is a feature on Earth's surface that is part of the terrain. Mountains, hills, plateaus and plains are the four major types of landforms. Minor landforms include buttes, canines, valleys and basins. Tectonic plate movement under the earth can create landforms by pushing up mountains and hills. Erosion by water and wind can wear down land and create landforms like valleys and canines. Both processes happen over a long period of time, sometimes millions of years. The highest landform on earth is a mountain, Mount Everest in Nepal. It measures 8,850 meters above sea level. It is part of the Himalaya range that runs across several countries in Asia. Mountains are massive areas of the earth's crust that rise to great heights above their surroundings. They may have steep or gentle slopes and occur in long, narrow chains called ranges. There are three main types of mountains: fold mountains, volcanic mountains, and block mountains. Mountains are formed when two large plates called tectonic plates collide under the Earth's surface. This collision leads to the plates being pushed upward to form peaks. Sometimes the collision of these plates pushes the heavier plate below the lighter plate. This process is called subduction. These movements inside the earth are responsible for the formation of mountains and volcanoes, and this process is called endogenous, that is coming from inside. Fold mountains are formed when the layers of the earth's crust are folded by compression. The compression is caused by forces generated by movements inside the earth. The diagram here shows how these fold mountains take place. Mountains formed by the folding of rock layers. Most are formed at convergent boundaries where continents have collided. They form when rock layers are squeezed together and pushed upward. Fold mountains are of two types. One, old fold mountains. Second, young fold mountains. Old fold mountains are those mountains which were formed over 250 million years ago, such as the Urals in Russia, the Appalachians in North America, and the Aravallis in India. Old fold mountains have gentle slopes and low altitude due to weathering over time. Students, let us talk about young fold mountains. Young fold mountains are those mountains which were formed comparatively recently, about 25 million years ago. They comprise the world's highest mountain ranges. Young fold mountains are rugged and lofty: the Rockies of North America, the Andes of South America, the Alps of Europe, the Great Dividing Range in Australia, the Atlas Mountains in Africa, and the Himalayas of Asia are examples of young fold mountains. The second type of mountains are the block mountains. Block mountains take place because of the faulting. How this faulting occurs? Faulting is the rupturing or fracturing of rock strata due to strain. When such cracks or faults occur in the earth's crust, the land between the cracks sinks, leaving upstanding blocks on either side of the fault. These blocks are called block mountains. The edges of such mountains are steep and the surfaces are almost level. The Wash and the Black Forest of Europe and Vindhyas in India are examples of block mountains. Next is the volcanic mountains. As the name suggests, volcanic mountains are formed by volcanoes. Volcanic mountains are formed when molten rock deep within the earth erupts and piles upon the surface. Magma is called the lava when it breaks through the earth's crust. When the ash and lava cools, it builds a cone of rock. The opening through which lava and the liquid material come to the surface is called a vent. The funnel shaped depression at the end of the vent is called a crater. Examples of volcanic mountains include Mount St. Helens in North America, Mount Pinatubo in Philippines, Mount Kea and Mount Loa in Hawaii. Students, today we have discussed about the different types of mountains. Let us talk about the importance of mountains now. How are mountains important for all of us? Mountains are a storehouse of water. Many rivers originate in the glacial mountains. You know that, like Ganga, Yamuna, Indus, Brahmaputra. All these rivers are originating from the mountains and providing the water for irrigation and other purposes in the plain areas also. Reservoirs are made and the water from the mountains is used for irrigation and generation of hydroelectricity. The river valleys and terraces are most suitable for farming and cultivation of crops as the land is very fertile. Mountains support a rich variety of flora and fauna. Mountains affect the climate of an area. For example, the Himalayas cause rainfall in India by blocking the southwest monsoon winds. They also protect us from the cold winds of Central Asia in winter. Mountains are also rich in mineral and metal deposits which are essential for industries. According to the United Nations Development Programme, mountains provide home for around 720 million people. The forests in the mountainous regions provide fuel, fodder, shelter and other products like gum, wild fruits, mushrooms, raisins, etc. Mountains provide an ideal holiday destination for tourists. They visit the mountains for their natural scenic beauty and relaxation. Many recreational, sporting activities and tourist activities take place in the mountains. Paragliding, hang gliding, river rafting and skiing are popular sports in the mountains. Students, let us revise now what we have discussed today. We have discussed there are three main types of mountains. One, fold mountains. Second, block mountains. Third, volcanic mountains. There are two types of fold mountains, old fold mountains and young fold mountains. Mountains are very important as these are the storehouse of water. Many rivers originate from the glacial mountains. They support a rich variety of flora and fauna also. Mountains are rich in minerals and metal deposits. Mountains provide fuel, fodder, gum and many other products. They are ideal holiday destination for tourists. Students, I am quite sure that all of you have understood today's topic, that is mountains, and watch this video very carefully and clarify your doubts anytime. Thank you so much, students. Have a good day.